Can everyone on Zoom hear me? Can you just give me a thumbs up if you can?
Yes.
Okay, great. So we're just going to start this morning doing prostrations to the 7 medicine Buddhas. Ahat, perfectly complete. To the Bhagavan Tathagata Ahat, perfectly complete Buddha, renowned glorious King of excellent science, I prostrate. To the Bhagavan Tathagata Ahat, perfectly complete Buddha, renowned glorious King of excellent science, I prostrate. To the Bhagavan Tathagata Ahat, perfectly complete Buddha, King of melodious sound, brilliant radiance of skill, adorned with jewels, moon, and lotus, to the Bhagavan Tathagata Ahat, perfectly complete Buddha, King of melodious sound, brilliant radiance of skill, adorned with jewels, moon, and lotus, I prostrate. To the Bhagavan Tathagata Ahat, perfectly complete Buddha, King of melodious sound, brilliant radiance of skill, adorned with jewels, moon, and lotus, I prostrate. To the Bhagavan Tathagata Ahat, perfectly complete Buddha, stainless excellent gold, illuminating jewel who accomplishes all conduct, I prostrate. To the Bhagavan excellent gold, illuminating jewel who accomplishes all conduct, I prostrate. To the Bhagavan Tathagata Ahat, perfectly complete Buddha, stainless excellent gold, illuminating jewel who accomplishes all conduct, I prostrate. To the Bhagavan Tathagata Ahat, perfectly complete Buddha, glorious supreme one free from sorrow, I prostrate. To the Bhagavan Tathagata Ahat, perfectly complete Buddha, glorious supreme one free from sorrow, I prostrate. To the Bhagavan Tathagata Ahat, perfectly complete Buddha, glorious supreme one free from sorrow, I prostrate. To the Bhagavan Tathagata Ahat, perfectly complete Buddha, melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma, I prostrate. To the Bhagavan Tathagata Ahat, perfectly complete Buddha, melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma, I prostrate. To the Bhagavan Tathagata Ahat, perfectly complete Buddha, melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma, I prostrate. To the Bhagavan Tathagata Ahat, perfectly complete Buddha, King clearly knowing by the play of supreme wisdom of an ocean of Dharma, I prostrate. To the perfectly complete Buddha, Dharma, I prostrate. Complete Buddha, King clearly knowing by the play of supreme wisdom of an ocean of Dharma, and Tathagata Ahat, perfectly complete Buddha, medicine guru, King of Vidurya light, I prostrate. To the Bhagavan Tathagata Ahat, perfectly complete Buddha, medicine guru, King of Vidurya light, I prostrate. To the Bhagavan Tathagata Ahat, perfectly complete Buddha, medicine guru, King of Vidurya light, I prostrate.
Okay. So, healing. What is how we start healing? Maybe that's important. And how we define we are healed. And what will be the method to healing? And maybe some visualization practice. We'll do some, that kind of foundation visualization. And mhm. Also, I think what is the opposite of healing? We call it illness. Opposite of healing. Illness, sickness, illness, sickness or illness. So maybe what really means from Tibetan Buddhist point of view, illness and sickness 80% is emotional and mind, maybe 30%. Sometimes I feel like this island, island, the majority mountain is under the ocean. And on the top, you have this small space. So therefore, um, so mind, illness and sickness will make, first there's this kind of like unhealthy sense of self. And that becomes very kind of creates some kind of a paranoia. And that paranoia creates, which usually from Buddhist perspective, there's three things, kind of like a three reaction, uh, uh, hatred or anger, or very obsessed or clinging, and kind of like dullness, dimok. Usually we call three poison. So now these three makes now make a impacts into from the Tibetan medicine point of view, wind and bile and flame. Phlegm, phlegm, flame, no phlegm. Lung ti peki. And then it becomes the physical manifestation. Okay. So any type of whatever level of imbalance. And that's the kind of the tip of the mountain. So majority comes through the emotion and psychology. And that comes from the root of a unhealthy sense of self. Okay. So illness, we can say there's a first layer, unhealthy sense of self. Second layer, there is a reaction. Third layer, there is a three imbalance. Then fourth layer, then manifests many different problems, psychological, physical, many different. So now when we say healing, now healing ritual or healing so to as a person to have a really deep healing, not only usually majority time we go through that the majority time we not paid when we're trying to going through healing or treatment, we never pay attention to kind of lining up alignment of your healthy sense of self. We don't pay attention to that. We don't that much pay attention to the reactions of these three different type of reaction. We never think about kind of a treatment for that things. Then we only start from the third and the fourth. Third is the wind and bile and lamb. Lamb. we only pay attention. So basically, the first and second is not physical manifestation, but they are the root. Third and the fourth is the physical manifestation. So they are so now when we say illness, we need healing. And majority of the time we spend into the third, maybe most time in the fourth. Maybe just most time we're looking for the quick solution, and mostly maybe we're just looking for the fourth, the final symptoms that manifest into your body, the symptoms that manifest into your body. We're focusing over there. That's good. I think now when we say healing, we need to do healing all these 4 layers. I think it's very important. Even furthermore, to the number 1, the first level and the second level. The first level is the sense of self. That's really the fundamental foundation. And then kind of those 3 reactions. And, that's, I think, ongoing healing process. From the Buddhist point of view, this will be ongoing healing. You have to walk through this healing to prevent any kind of illness. The first level, the healthy sense of self and non-reactive of those 3 things is the super vitamin to keep a healthy, even though we keep the first healthy sense of self and kind of a balance of a 3 reaction, not overly reactive of 3 things, the anger and the clinging and kind of like a dullness, non-knowing, kind of like a state into ignorance. These 3 things are, once we're able to kind of, in a certain level, we keep kind of subdued, transformed, and then even sometimes due to our own karma, even we can have a 3rd level of imbalance of these 3 physical things, and the 4th level, physical manifestation. Even these things can come up, but due to the strength and the power of the first, healing kind of healthy sense of self, and a kind of like a balance and subdued it of a 3 energy or 3 in Buddhist, sometimes we use word 3 poison. I'm not sure, maybe 3 emotional, psychological energy. These 2, they are kind of energy. They needed part of our existence, but sometimes we have like an imbalance of these power, emotional power. So basically, if we have the first and the second, if we kept healthy and healed, even due to the karma, we can have some level of imbalance of 3 physical energy and the symptoms we may experience, but the power, it can heal more. I say resilient, more kind of like more quickly able to heal, even our so now as it comes down to like even when we're taking different medicine, how we some medicine any kind of in a kind of like a chronic issues. We have a many different type of medicines, herbal medicines or different any kind of medicine. To them to really to able to impact and healing those situations, I think in a deep down requires the first and second need to be healed very good. So our medicine can become much more, how you say, effective. So therefore, even when we take a medicine, if we don't have a really healthy sense of self and the three reactions are overly kind of like reacting, and then even we can have the best doctor, we can have the best healer, and we can have the best medicine, it doesn't matter. It is kind of like doesn't really works. Okay, so I think the first things like very very important to what you call like keeping immune system healthy. Fundamental immune system healthy to keep is much more goes deeper, not just the physical. It can go immune system. It's only apply for physical when you say use word immune system. Just for physical. Okay. Happier outlook, your immune system is stronger. Okay. So, you know, so basically what I'm saying is fundamentally illness attracts through unhealthy sense of self and overreactions of these three emotions. It easily attracts kind of a element related of illness can attract very easily. Not only that, particularly in the Tibetan Buddhism, we can say spirit and so on and so forth. These kind of different interference into our energy can become easily attracts. So therefore, fundamental healing need to be come through how to keep our own self a kind of a healthy sense of self, and then the three emotional energy to kind of subdued it level. You don't have to eradicate. I think it's a part of ourselves. I think we need these three energy. Now, what really the fundamental base, the sense of self, kind of shakes. We are a social animal, we are not social animals, sorry. We are a social being. So we are interactive. We are interactive. And in that case, it's a naturally in this kind of like not able to be yourself, and you're trying to be somebody's yourself. You're trying to be somebody's yourself. What that means in this my strange English. Somebody's projection, trying to fit into the 7 billion people's projection. Trying to fit into the so So that's part is the first thing, healthy sense of self is a, because we're interactive, we are interactive. I think that triggers, I want to be accepted, I want to fit into that, or that kind of like you are promotion, promoting what they like, not not trying to see who you are. You're trying to present who they who, so basically you're basically working with your own emanation, like that fits into that. Never be with the base, never with the base, with the emanation, hanging with the emanation, different emanation. And that becomes too uh, unsustainability. That emanation approach is unsustainability. Then the second reaction comes up, and that kind of destroys the healthy sense of self. Healthy sense of self. So basically, to 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 really have that root healthy is your sense of self don't have to fit into the projections of a sense of self of another. And it's not so much stubborn. I we have, and it's not from the approach of a stubbornness. It's approach of a kind of we all are different. We have our own karmic background, but that kind of like it is a very sustainability, healthy sense of self. That who you are, and it's not so much driven validation from the validation from yourself is the fundamental. Validation of another is a not big deal, can be matter, but it should not be defining factor. So I think the healthy sense of self is this is a really kind of, if we're not able to nurture healthy sense of self, and then illness, all type of illness, strange type of illness, weird type of illness it's like every individually in Tibetan classical tis Geti Shitong 84,000 type of illness. There's a general kind of way to put it. I think it can be more than that, but it's roughly it's like 84,000 of so now the 84,000 illness are some kind of imbalance of three, the wind and the bile and the phlegm. Okay, so I'm pronouncing this right. And this comes through the three emotional energy imbalance reaction. And that's coming from the unhealthy sense of self. So I think that it is something, the symptoms, that the fourth level of symptoms is a kind of like infinite, can be growth, can infinite. So therefore, what I'm saying is a healthy sense of self is the most fundamental way to heal. So therefore, I think mm, mm, so a healthy sense of self is a really, in a simple way to saying is you are comfortable with yourself emotionally, psychologically, physically. Sense of feeling of comfortable. And that's, I think, that comfort is you, until we are not relaxed with our own self, there's no way to have a healthy sense of self. There's no peace. There's a constantly some tension. And that's the fuel for third level, which is the imbalance of those physical energy, these three things, and symptoms manifesting into the physical and the emotionally infinite. So therefore, for healing, to start healing, first the way we want to go is I'm feeling happy, I'm feeling comfortable. That's good, but I have to feel happy with myself. That's important. Sometimes we say that I'm feeling happy, I'm feeling great, but there's not so much reference. I'm feeling happy with myself. I'm feeling, it need to be, because happy and joy can be, you are totally be unhappy with yourself, but you are enjoying everything. You feel kind of, that can happen. And then maybe you tell, I'm happy, I'm feeling happy. I'm feeling happy is external. So we have to also, I think we need to have a really deep healing. We need to tell with our own self, I need to feel happy with myself. It's not because of that kind of like a colorful and walking and kind of that kind of like a maybe slight distracting from the unhappy with our own self, and you have a little bit glimpse of a space, and maybe we thought that was a happiness, and that was a distracting. Just went out from unhappy with yourself and create something, some distraction, and you thought that was happiness. And I think we need to get also, so therefore it's important that happiness, I'm happy with myself. And that is a very, very, I think it's a very important source of everything. What that means, basically there's a emotional, psychological acceptance. There's no prerequisite for that. There's no requirement, something. In a way, it is, I think, the healthy sense of self is a very, very easy way to do it. Somehow we lost it. Because it don't have a, nobody can, you can create your own rule. What is how I measure that healthy sense of self? It's up to yourself. Nobody tells that. Nobody creates that standard. That fundamentally, emotionally, psychologically, you feel kind of basically there is a base, ease with yourself, ease with yourself, peace with yourself. And then I think all this self-compassion concept, although, this terminology, self-compassion is what really means self-compassion. I want to take care of myself. Sometimes taking care of our own self is not too complicated. Not too, we need to understand how to take care of ourselves. What that means is not about rigid, not about kind of like ready to fight. No, you're not taking at all. No. How should I take care of myself? I have to ease with myself. It's not I have to create fence around myself. No, that will create more problem. They'll create more problem. So therefore, self-compassion is basically a experience of through the state of self-acceptance. I think self-compassion training require healthy sense of self, fundamental. Otherwise, maybe another way to reinforce unhealthy self, maybe possibility to become justifying somehow, not intentionally, but through some level of a confusion, justifying, even, maybe it packaged with a self-compassion, but inside the package, still there's an unhealthy sense of self. And we need to take out that, fundamental, we need to open that package and really to look into the fundamentally ease with ourselves. So going back to the illness coming from where is an unhealthy sense of self, then 3 emotional energy reactions, then manifest into the physical 3 energy, and then we have these infinite physical symptoms that majority, also the healers or the physicians or the patient, we pretty much get distracted into the 4th level. Oh, how should I take it? How should I do that? And I think healing practice our own self. We, ultimately, we are we as an individual, we are our own healer. And the first one, number 3 and number 4, we can give some money through the health insurance, can take care of it. Number 1 and number 2, there's no health, there's no insurance. But they are the fundamentally for the healing. They are the fundamental. Maybe I can go to the counseling therapy. counseling therapy. Of course, you can throw everything on that person. That person have to patiently listening. Okay. Anyway, so I'll say healing. The things that I'm talking through Buddhist lens, and in the Buddhism, Dharma is the medicine. Whole Buddha's teaching is a kind of design. Buddha, the kind of like the gentle, the wiser, the kindest physician. And Dharma, the medicine, and the Sangha, the caregiver who supports for your journey. So based on that kind of like a thinking philosophy, so here I think, I was very interested to learning Tibetan medicine. I have lots of inspiration to learning Tibetan medicine. After I finished my study, and I have like, okay, maybe my Geshe study, and then I said I would like to study Tibetan medicine. But sometimes they will see, you finish Geshe, like kind of advanced study, then you go to studying medicine, considers the kind of imbalance. So, but I was like really still wants to study. And then one day I met one nun. I was doing like in northern India, what you call the hot spring treatment. I was doing, and then I saw this nun. In the same time, I was kind of consulting with her, and then one day she don't have too many patients, so I chatted with her, like she became my spiritual counseling. So I was telling my problems and my wishes, and the main thing is that I wanted to learn Tibetan medicine. And she was like, wow, that's good. You should do it. You have to do it. You learn all these things. And she went on and on and on. Then after that, I went and buy all the book right after that. I bought all the Gishi, called Four Tantra. So I then just bought it. That's it. But it travels with me. Wherever I go, I take with me. So but the way she told me, she encouraged and she reinforced my thinking is like, okay, similar to what I'm talking. She told herself she know very good in the number 3rd and number 4th. maybe you know better study in the number first and second. So now you do the number 3 and number 4. That will be really perfect. And that's the, now, you know, you did the majority work. So she's like so much encouraging, you know. So that was a so anyway, so that's, I think, the how to keep healthy. You know, how to, you know, okay. Usually we have so much diet. Oh, you have to do this diet, and you have to do Mediterranean diet, Mediterranean, this diet or that diet. But I think the emotional and psychological diet, you feed all the time McDonald's to your mind, and you give for your physical Mediterranean diet. So what's really happening is you are 24/7 in mental diet is going through McDonald's all the time. French fries. And then McDonald's, you know, the bump and everything have a one taste. There's a, so you just into, in so obviously, you know, you get, what's going on? Is not, I'm not getting better. Maybe time to time glimpse of feeling better. Then sudden, like, what's happened? I'm doing everything right. What's happening? You know, so therefore, you know, fundamentally here, yeah, for the physical, you can just have a rice and dal. You don't need a Mediterranean diet. Simple, just simple. But for the for the for the for the deep down into your spiritual diet, your spiritual diet, your spiritual, for your spirit diet, that's, I think, the we are totally neglecting. Of course, that neglection makes infinite money by pharmaceutical companies. So they have plenty customers because nobody's taking care the first and the second base, healthy sense of self, and really balancing the 3 emotional energy. Okay, so I think that fundamentally we need to, the minute we say healing or healthy, we have to have that. It's not all about psychological. No, it's not just, we need to have a, that's require, I think, really that healthy sense of self, ease with myself, I'm peace with myself. And that's, there's a constantly, you know, you may get some level of reaction, but constantly going back into the, so once we have a feel peace with our own self, we will be peace with everybody. Is naturally, I don't need to prove anything, I don't need to convince anything. This constantly, this battle, it's just, you know, this naturally is naturally, there's kind of like a, everything, communication, interaction, everything becomes more natural. If there's a not so much healthy sense of self, we can have an eloquent communication, we can have a very, nothing becomes a natural. It's all a contrived. It's all of a contrived. It exhaustion. It becomes exhaustion, exhausting. And anything comes through contrive, we cannot preserve our energy. When we lose our energy, that is a fundamental source for illness. illness. So basically, I will say, once we are kind of peace and ease, or no reaction with our own self, then I think three emotional energy becomes much more balanced, then everything becomes more uncontrived, much more natural. Your communication becomes much more natural. We don't need to have a training on any communication. I don't think so. We have right now, because inside there is everything upside down, and then here we're trying to make a very eloquent words or effective words. It's not like it doesn't feel, when it's kind of like a chat GPT writing. You can see it is an AI writing. It is although it looks like kind of like a standard, but you can still feel, I don't know, there's no human being behind there. Contrived. It's just kind of like it's just trying to mold, or just trying to, so contrived, very contrived. So I think naturalness is the ultimate healing. And until we are not natural, communication natural, interaction natural, there's no way to preserve our healing. Healing is something like, I think, is like a breathing. You cannot breathe few times, then and you have to constantly breathe. And healing have to be consistent. It's not like you go healing ritual. No, you have to. Healing is like a breathe. It's like a oxygen. You have to constantly breathe, and that breathe, that oxygen. Someone have a question. It's like, which is just saying, he's making up. You have to give this talk, so you have to making up. Yeah. Do you think I'm making up? Okay, good. Okay. So, okay. So I'm not making up. Okay. So that's, I think, the uncontrived is the fundamental healing. That oxygen, uncontrived. Your being is uncontrived. Your communication is uncontrived. Your moving is uncontrived. What you're seeing is uncontrived. What you're thinking is uncontrived. Uncontrived, basically, everything's coming from ease with yourself. It's not coming, there's no something you are chasing, or there's no something that you are fighting. There's no like a push and pull. I mean, like, I think how we build our healing is that kind of energy, slowing down, push and pull. Then still we can be very ambition. Yes, we can be ambition. We can be we can be bodhisattva warrior, bodhisattva fighter. I don't know. Anyway, ambition. We can be ambition. We can be very ambition with not trying to be nice. Not if we're trying to be nice, it's worse than being mean. It's better to be mean, straightforward. And you're trying to be kind, and that doesn't come in nicely, so it's much more painful. I was writing one letter, and Tibetan, when you there's a, how you say, classical, you have to write, there's a classical writing. And at the beginning, when you address, there's a many different way of addressing. And sometimes when you kind of addressing not balance, it becomes like putting down. So it's like you have to, there's no specific measure. You have to kind of sense, writing, okay, oh, maybe this getting, I'm not sure that person will hear praising or that person will hear as putting down. So, so anyway, uncontrived, natural, being into the natural is, so the fundamental, what I'm saying is sometimes our view of a healing is a very limited view. It's like a healing session or healing this, and healing should be, it need to be part of the life. Healing is like the breath, like a breathing. You have to be that. It should not be like a short time and then heal. It's impossible to have that. Impossible to have that. So the way to keep an ultimate healing is a journey of this life through as much possible through uncontrived. And that uncontrived comes through more natural way of living, very natural way of living. So you are not trying anything. You are not kind of like not wasting your energy. Basically, ultimate healing is not wasting our energy. Maybe the energy, right? Our human energy, whatever karmically gift for us, right? That energy. You're not trying to prove or so. So fundamentally, what I'm saying is here the healthy sense of self. Healthy sense of self is in a way to saying is ease with yourself. In a Buddhist, particularly, so most of you know the Buddhist practice, meditation of emptiness. That comes anytime from the beginning. That's way to you becomes the rest of the process becomes much more uncontrived, more natural. Okay, so um, so now into the uh, into the when we're talking a healing, I think spiritual healing mostly takes into the number second, healthy sense of self, you know you can kind of sometimes you have that kind of gradually you're able to build up, but if the three psychological energy react, it becomes due to karma, sometimes surprise, boom, everything can be shaked, everything can kind of pull apart, you can get caught, you can be there's a they need to be some level of protection, protecting that healthy sense of self and nurturing that healthy sense of self. So really majority healing practice or healing energy, we have to work with the second, we have a healthy sense of self, a balance of emotional and psychological three energy. Then there will be three energy of a physical. Then you have the physical manifestation of the symptoms. So the number second, I think, will be a little bit important part, how to balance these three energy. Okay. So here, like for example, healing, like a medicine Buddha practice, and there's a different type of healing rituals uh, are mainly targeting into the number second, the three psychological emotional balance through the blessing, through the visualization, all that there's a this. So now there's all these different things that we do is into the second level. Now there's two things. You can be into the healing ritual ceremony, and not only your heart is open, Not only that, but there is some kind of some level of a kind of like a trust into the healing process. That's again that's I think like in the medicine you have this placebo. Placebo. They put placebo, placebo. You need some type of a spiritual placebo. It's important. Doesn't matter. If you have that, that can get you quite far. Okay. The name is spiritual placebo. Spiritual placebo? Placebo. Placebo. What that means, I hear it a lot. I know what they're doing with a placebo, but what etymology of a placebo? Placebo, placebo. It's Greek word, placebo. Okay. The main ingredient into the practice, you have to have the placebo, special placebo ingredient for the practice. So I will say to have a really good healing, spiritual placebo.
Rinpoche.
Huh? What is spiritual placebo? Okay. Basically, when in a some level of a belief, no? Faith in it, some belief. Okay, you got it. There you go. Okay. Okay, my secret came out. It's just oh, he's taking some kind of profound. No, it's just the faith. Susan, oh, that's faith. Okay. I thought there's some kind of like a secret spiritual placebo. Okay, anyway. So openness and the trust. Openness and the trust. So lots of time we are not able to generate that spiritual placebo. 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 Lots of exercise. Placebo. Okay. So I will say the ritual, in a spiritual healing, and even when you're doing medicine Buddha ritual practice, if you question too much, if you question, like this, and how this is going to work, how the, like all the busy mind, even relate, you're following the practice, but there's lots of like kind of egotistical thinking. So what I'm saying is that even a healing ritual, one thing should not be there is the doubt mind. And then even not necessarily you have the full-blown placebo, spiritual placebo, even you're not there, but the one thing should not be there is that doubt. The doubt. So healing to work. Lots of healing, sometimes sometimes healing works because of some type of spiritual placebo takes place and somehow gives temporarily relief. Good. But at the end, again, it need to be, we need to work more into the wisdom element. Wisdom element, so therefore, okay. Okay, maybe I will, maybe we do a little bit, some kind of, no, some, some, maybe the healing practice. We'll go back to the some type of a meditation related with a healthy sense of self, that first base. Okay. So this one, okay. So basically, I was thinking kind of like a very general, very, very general, maybe first thing is some type of equanimity meditation, just focusing into yourself. Usually, equanimity trying to involve so many things, but at this moment, just equanimity applying to our own self. Okay. So basically, observing, trying to feel yourself, and any kind of emotional response comes up. If there's something that's even this moment, maybe just let go. Feel yourself and observe the reaction, respond and let go. Let go. Let go. Even something positive, let go. Even something negative, let go. Even something neutral, just nothing, just let go. So this kind of like exercise, I think it'll be like a little bit good, kind of equanimity applying to our own self. It's just kind of like a good perception comes, let go. Negative perception comes, let go. Perceptions of a self. Okay. Yeah. Just constantly let going. And again, basically simple. Feel yourself physically, psychologically, emotionally, spiritually. And each layers, if there's a small reactions comes up, let go. Positive feedback comes, let go. Okay, let's just doing that few moments. Okay, I will not. So the structure. Feel yourself, even physical level, and then any kind of like positive or negative, let go. And then feel yourself even through the emotional level, positive, negative, let go. Kind of trying to go see more layers. You are trying to feel yourself more layers, physical, emotional, psychologically, and spiritually, kind of in the deep down feel. And just negative impact or positive impact, just trying to let go, let go, let go. Okay, let's do this for a few moments. Okay, I'll maybe start with a kind of like a breathing exercise, just kind of like a settle yourself, and then trying to just gradually bringing attention to yourself, and then physical, emotional, psychological, emotional, and then spiritual. See yourself 3 layers, and then let go any kind of respond. Now, the second meditation related to the healing of yourself, the base is again same. You do the breathing exercise and then gradually bringing attention to yourself, and then any kind of a negative or positive or any three things, whatever comes up, I want you to say it's okay. Good thing come, you rejoice, bad thing, you don't think that. It's just sense of acknowledgements are okay. Good things okay, bad things okay. The word okay is okay, is okay. This is a healing mantra, is okay. Is okay. It's a root mantra. I think every time you say it's not okay, this is our wrathful mantra, which really makes everything difficult. This is, I think, this mantra is the most important root mantra. I'm giving you the lineage, oral transmission, oral transmission. And you say, it's okay. We never use this word barely in the daily life. It's okay. It's okay. Self-compassion start with the telling yourself is okay. That's the self-compassion mantra. It's okay. I'm okay. It's okay. Okay. No. You don't need you don't need whom, just it's okay. Okay. It's okay. Okay. So exercise this one. Telling for yours. We all the time yelling for ourselves is not okay. So therefore we have like this problem. So this next mantra is the mantra recitation. Okay, you have to mental recitation, mental mantra recitation, the 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 visualization or the feeling you go through yourself, and then your habit, and once your habits comes up, then your root mantra. It's okay. Mental recitation. When in your own house, maybe you can say loudly. Maybe I'm not sure here will be loudly. It's okay. I'm okay. And you're going hiking. When you see highs, okay. You just tell yourself, okay, it's okay. That's I think there is a. So let's do this one. Okay, again, mental recitation of a mantra. It's okay. Any thoughts comes, sense of self is okay. It's okay. It's okay. And this word can be once once you absorb this mantra, it's okay. Your heart will be opening up, open to yourself. Okay, so this will do the most important. Okay, okay. Let's start with the breathing exercise. Ground yourself. Keep your mind peace, and then go through any kind of a response, negative or positive or anything. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. I think also this language, I think we have to, this mantra or this language, this mantra is okay. It's okay, it's a root mantra. Then there's a different, it's okay. I will try. It's okay, I will do it. It's okay, let's try. So this kind of mantra is very important to have into that how we process our daily life and not fall into the sickness and ill, to have a much more healing. So this process is very important. It's okay, let's try. It's okay, we will do it. It's okay, there's a much more compassionate towards to yourself and all surrounding. Okay, so now this is a much more, the basically is okay, it's okay. So basically I will say this mantra or much more related with, don't tell to my teacher this, I'm scared. It's just only, I'm creating mantra. So I can end up trouble, but anyway, it's fine. That's okay. Okay. Uh, that's much more, as I mentioned earlier, this is like how to the base, the sense of self, how we work with that. That's the whole mantra related with that. Okay. Now let's work with the second three emotional energy. For that, I think that we have so many practice, but let's do some Tonglen. Okay. Now again here, first Tonglen, do for yourself. Then trying to do Tonglen for another living being. So when we do Tonglen for yourself, something okay, whatever you Tonglen, you do whatever you feel related. I don't want to make a box and trying to you go through that. And you have a freedom, basically, through the visualization. I think it's important. We have to have a visualization of yourself. To healing for yourself, you have to have a positive visualization of yourself. If you have a negative visualization of yourself, that never works. So positive visualization of yourself. The positive visualization, you start with a kind of some kind of practical kind of process. All your something which the present and future, the future yourself, any kind of suffering may come, you take it for your present self. Go with the future, I think, because that we're going to catch up. Past is past, is gone. And give the wisdom and compassion, which is the future that's coming into yourself. Maybe this is just a recommendation. Okay. And the future and present is kind of really mixed, so relative. So like take the anxiety, everything, the future for yourself. Take it. Give to the present, because the present becomes past quite quick. and give the ease and compassion and acceptance of yourself for the future yourself, this afternoon yourself, tomorrow's yourself, tomorrow when you are in the tomorrow Sunday, you're not in the meeting. Take all the anxiety of the tomorrow Mondays yourself in going to office. Take out all your anxiety, Mondays office meetings. Take it and give all the kind of calmness, openness for the Monday yourself. Tomorrow can be rest. Don't do any Tonglen related with the tomorrow. So doing some Tonglen is for the future yourself. Huh? How many people you don't know Tonglen? Okay, Tonglen. So, okay, good. Thank you. So, Tibetan word Tongwa means giving. Lempa means taking. So you are giving the calm and wiseness for your Monday of yourself. And you take the anxiety of a Monday of yourself, kind of taking now. That kind of visualization. You are giving positive reinforcing or positive environment emotionally, psychologically. Usually, okay, usually we do that. We do kind of a Tonglen, but another way. We give negative Monday, oh, the office, those are so difficult balls. And we give some kind of visualization, giving really fear, anxiety. We give, so therefore, Monday, we are full ripening anxiety because we give psychologically, we feed. So let's do the reverse engineer. And instead, usually we do, okay, on Monday, oh my God, I have to go to the office, I have to see my coworker, this and that. We give so much negative tonglen for the Monday yourself. You give so much fearful. So let's give a healing. Let's take it out, all the fear. So through the visualization, okay? So this is mostly dealing with a second base with a 3 emotional energy, okay? Okay, so again, same kind of, you can integrate it, healthy sense of self, that kind of like a let going is okay, let going is okay, that kind of equanimity, balance of a sense of self. Based on that, then we do this Tonglen visualization, give all the calmness, kindness, wiseness, and then taking kind of all the anxiety and fear of Mondays, your future self. Okay, Monday self. Okay. Okay. Now, the last meditation will do something visualization of a medicine Buddha that we'll do. But you might have a question why we don't do anything with the number 4 and number 5, number 3 and number 4. You know, imbalance of a 3 physical energy, and then number 3, number 4 is the manifestation of the symptoms into your body and your mind is the number 4. Now, for healing is a very important how you perceive your perceptions of the issue, your perception of the issue. You know, if you have a chronic issues or any kind of physical conditions, for healing, perceptions becomes very important. So, like for example, in my teacher used to tell when we go through some kind of physical challenge, it's not necessarily we have to see totally negative. You know, he will say, oh, this is your purification happening, your perception. So how you relate it with your physical challenge is very important. Conventionally, it is a challenge. But if you relate it with that as a challenge, as a negative, there's no any kind of a small slice of a positive. 100% you related with that situation negative, not so good healing process. So issue, yes, there's a physical issues there, but yes, there's some level of negativeness, but you have to also have a small pie of a positive. That's important, you know, such as a purification, karmic purification. There's some kind of like a goodness, not seeing absolutely negative, then this healing cannot be happen. So that's one thing is very important to. I'll just some, you know, this is one example. So I think it's to healing, not only, you know, healing requires so many conditions together. So specific physical issues, not necessarily 100% negatively connecting. You have to have some positive connection way to established. So that's, I think, is a really important. And that positive usually recommendation is some kind of purification. In my teacher used to tell, you say backstabbing, what you call that, backstabbing, people talk. Huh? Backstabbing. And my teacher was that this is a good. Backstabbing is good. He said like, what? Then I don't need to do any kind of ritual prayer because that person is taking care of my obstacle. He's doing voluntary job. Unrequested prayer to remove my obstacle. So my teacher will say that like the backstabbing. Well, that's good. He's doing voluntary job to purify my negativity karma. So like usually we trying to control everything. It's not able to control at all. So there's this kind of positive way of seeing my teacher. Oh, that's good. You just removes your obstacle. That's good. So, you know, usually to remove obstacle, we send prayer request. You know, we make some Tara ritual or different Chaksum ritual, many different things ritual. But this backstabbing is also same Chaksum, different type of a Chaksum. It's like a voluntary job. Somebody's removing our own obstacle, volunteer. So there is a way of, so basically, fundamentally, how you're connecting with the negative. That's the main thing here. You know, of course, generally backstabbing is not necessarily considered as a positive, but if you feel like, oh, it's backstab, and you try to totally connect it as a negative, then it becomes really hindrance. So it's, we need to see as a pubic, like a physical sickness, and we say, okay, this is a karmic purification. So for healing is a relation, how you're relating, the relation you need to establish with yourself, with a situation, with a condition. Relation is the fundamental. Okay. So now the last, we'll do a short meditation. Basically, medicine Buddha. Sometimes I feel medicine Buddha ritual looks like you are reading the contract. You know, when the Buddhas, when they did the Bodhicitta meditation, they make a commitment. These days, they want to be very, very active and help because we are going through lots of difficulty. These Buddhas really made that kind of a dedication and commitment. And so there is this kind of like a energy kind of coming together. So making this kind of a connection with the medicine Buddha is like a basically you're covered with a part of the bodhicitta motivation. We are covered. We are covered. We are covered. We are covered. We are covered with that medicine Buddha insurance, bodhicitta insurance. We are covered because medicine Buddha make that contract, that decision. This period, today's time, 2024, 23, sorry, we are going through difficult time. Environmentally and socially, it's difficult time. So, in the medicine Buddha, we are just kind of like a connecting with this Buddha's bodhicitta, medicine Buddha, and connecting with his prayer and dedication. So basically visualize medicine Buddha at your crown, and the nectar and the blessing kind of descending, and different kind of nectar and blessing. Some kind of warmth, some can be cool, calming, different energy descends to yourself, and kind of like healing, taking to the base, healthy, the sense of self, healing, taking with the 3 emotional energy, then 3 physical energy, and the 4th, the symptoms, infinite symptoms, all kind of like purifying and rebalancing, bringing back into the balance. Okay, just this kind of a visualization. Okay. So we can start with the same thing, some kind of breathing exercise, established, and bring the focus to medicine Buddha, and then visualize all the. Just maybe just color blue, with color blue with a medicine flower in the center. And when you do to all the Buddhas, is okay. Just blue represent the nature of reality, the medicine, which is kind of like a represent the conventional interaction with the reality. Just blue, pure blue, medicine flower, visualized. And then this kind of like a shower of blessings of many different types, and purifying and healing. Okay. Start with the breathing exercise. Okay. Don't big as big as my big as the mother is over the don't big as big as my big as the mother is over the big as my don't big as my big as the mother is over the big as my big as my don't big as my big as the mother is over the big as my big as the mother is over the big as my big Biggest my biggest and the Samo got the so Gavati and the Sangamana Drugun and Jovaji Yamadavati Salam show. Okay. And sometime if you want to this in Tibetan tradition, we sometime for healing, if you want to give healing loved ones, anything, sometimes we will do a little bit practice, like for example, medicine Buddha, practice a little bit, then you 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 do the drawing the medicine Buddha entire and roughly painting for the for within the 24 hours. You start, you finish, and that sometimes is considered as a powerful practice to dedicating for your loved ones or for yourself. Or sometimes you do a little bit practice, prepare everything, then you do in a 1 day drawing the Paul the Medicine Buddha and paint it everything in 1 day. This kind of like a practice also good. The creating that holy image for your healing or healing for another living. Okay, so that's pretty much. And do you have, if anybody has a few questions, happy to answer. Yes.
It really wasn't that difficult of a question. But I'd like to thank you for really explaining a lot. And you brought up the whole concept of spiritual placebo. So I think of a placebo is something that's given in faith, in your belief, yes. But it's also kind of hokey pokey, like it's not real. A placebo is like, I'll give them the placebo, and they won't even know. So I guess I just opened that up to question a bigger explanation of the spiritual placebo. Because faith, I concur, the faith in spirit, whatever you want to call it, Buddha, whatever you want to call it, that whole concept right there, that is what brings you through it.
Exactly.
But calling it a placebo had a erroneous tone in my brain. That's what I'm saying. Okay.
That was my attention. No, I think, like, basically, concept of a faith and devotion, you know, sometimes they put pussy, but they put water, no? Something inside. Okay, so anyway, is what I'm saying over here, the word, there's a belief that's playing a role, but also there's a space to grow. There's something to put into it, awareness. So I'm using from that kind of language. Yes, there's a belief, but there's also space. Faith, faith doesn't mean something so packed and nothing can be moved. So yes, there's still lots of space to fill it up. So the language I'm using with Sibo is yes, in one angle belief, in one angle there's still to space to fill that space through understanding, through wisdom, and so on and so forth. So it's like faith is something, it's just kind of like faith is you just allowing, you're not resisting, allowing, just in a way to understand that's in that kind of, you're allowing, you are not blocking that energy, you're just allowing. So just allowing, not blocking, making so certain extents are different. So it's like in this context, it's not blocking, you're not kind of like a blocking, you're not blocking anything. So in a concept into the faith, there is no kind of resistance, none having resistance. And that will be in that context, maybe we say believing, but more, I think more no resistance, more absence of absence of resistance makes that kind of like some level of a healing takes place. So I mean, like it tricked it through, looks like a faith, believing in something, but in basically it take out all the resistance in your emotional and psychological. So that allowed the healing. So yeah, in Buddhist philosophy point of view, actually there's a nothing and everything is a possible. The reality is just possible. There's nothing is there. Sutra of a possible, Panjana Paramita Sutra, basically telling in a reality there's nothing is there. It's just merely a kind of possible, kind of possible. Oh my God, the now possible becoming covering more and more, even through the emptiness. Okay. So, yeah, something, there's a nothing there, so there's no resistance. Because there's no resistance, you can create heaven and everything. Through the emptiness, you create everything. Okay. So, yeah, this is so if there's something intrinsic there, then that becomes a resistance, is resist. And this is how it is. So that kind of absence of a non-resistance is the source of creation for everything. So through that we can create healing and so on and so forth. Okay. So that's pretty much comes down to the Prajna Paramita Sutra, the healing. Everything is a energy flow. There's no intrinsic reality. And only thing we have to do is non-resist, the dependent and arising, the energy flow, non-resistant, non-resistant. And then naturally more natural, uncontracted, more natural. Okay, good, thank you. Placebo, spiritual placebo. That doesn't good. Spiritual placebo. Thank you. Okay. Oh, okay, great. Yeah, that's great. That's good. That's good. Okay. And if in Zoom, if you have a question you don't have, then we can dedicate the merit and okay. Looks like, yeah.
Thank you. Just at the end, you were saying if you wanted to pray for somebody else, you would paint something, but I didn't quite get
Like
that
for
process.
example, if you're some loved ones karmically related, you want to give some prayer or dedication, something. So you do short medicine Buddha prayer a little bit, and you start maybe sun rising, and maybe when sun setting, you're able to, maybe better do in the summer because a little bit more sun is more longer, so you have more space. Maybe winter will be a too tight schedule. But in something like that, sunrise and when before sunset, you finish everything. It's something that's powerful to do that kind of dedication, spiritual healing dedication for somebody. In the sunrise, you started a little bit prayer and you started. So in sunset, you finish whole healing Buddha. Sometimes we do it like Tara. Sunrise, you do short practice, then you start hold, and before sunset, you finish everything. So then you dedicate these things. So these kind of like activities is considered as a positive and powerful. Yeah. So it depends. It doesn't require you have to be everything like a measured and perfect and everything. It doesn't require that kind of things. But mainly you're doing through your that kind of like a tanka painting through your heart, and you're doing as much best you. There's lots of gentleness. So you started from sunrise and you're trying to finish sunset. That whole dedicating. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Good.
Nadine, do
Rinpoche.
you want to unmute yourself, Nadine?
Oh yeah, is it? Isn't it?
Good.
Isn't it? Is it? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Hi Rinpoche. So with the Tanka painting,
Mhm.
when do we get rid of it like a sand mandala? Do we get so I'm a doctor of acupuncture and Chinese medicine, right?
Mhm.
So I might make a Tanka painting for my different patients and all, and I would end up with many paintings. How do we get rid of them if we do at all? Thank you.
No, of course, I think your intention is really good. You want to do individual patient. That's really good. It's wonderful. You paint and give to them. This is what you're not only doing the physical kind of treatment, but you say, and I did this for healing for yours. That can be really gives deep healing for furthermore deeper healing. You don't have to, where I'm going to put it. You as a doctor and did that for that person. If I'm patient, I'll like so happy. Then, oh, my doctor did this whole dedication. It's like that will be so healing. So I think you. I was thinking maybe you do all patient in one tanka, but you want to do like individually. That will be like beautiful, and you give for them will be deep touch for them, and yeah, that will be beautiful. That will
Thank
be
you.
beautiful. That will be beautiful. Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, let's do a short dedication. Changchu Semjo Rinpoche, Magi Panam Gyu Jin, Geba Nyamba Meba Yang Kone Kondu Peva Shu Kangri Ravi Gurve Jingam De Pendam Dewa Malu Jung. Chenre Sewan Denzen Gyazo Jabe Sede Bado Dengyo Jin Jambe Bawe Jedara Kemba Dan Kundu Zambo De Andesh Teta Gungi Jesu Dalo Jenge Wan Dida Damje Rabdo Ngom Tuzum Shekbe Gyawa Tam Ngowa Kangwa Chodu Ngaba Den Dajin Gebe Zawan Dingun Gyang Sambo Chuji Rabdu Ngowa Wegi. Okay, thank you.
Guardian J.
Thanks so much, Zoom. Just to let you know, because of the weather, we're not going to be doing the Medicine Buddha Puja at the Stupa project. We will do it in the Gompa at 1:30, which means I can put it on Zoom this afternoon if you want to come back at 1:30. So I just let you know. So we may or may not see you then. Enjoy your lunch.